What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Les Alex here, and yeah, we're having another versus video. This series on my channel has been pretty popular. If you are new here and you enjoy the content that you're seeing and you enjoy the versus concept, make sure to hit up this playlist right here. It's a playlist of past versus videos that I put together. Hopefully you guys, though, do enjoy this one. If you do, of course, smash that like button. That is the #1 way you can help support the content here on the channel. And if you're new here, of course, hit that subscribe button. I'm coming out with new sports card content almost every single day here on the channel and have roughly 230 videos already, so definitely a huge library of stuff for you to check out and fill your days while you're at work or school or wherever if you're on the go. Anyways, guys, versus video. In the past, I've done some baseball ones. Most recently, I did Kyle Lewis versus Luis Robert. That one got pretty good response, so we're gonna switch over to a different sport. Obviously, if you read the title, you know exactly what you're in for here. This one, we're kicking things on over to football. It's gonna be Joe Burrow versus Justin Herbert. The way I like to do these is just break down each player, kind of their past, where they're at now, and then we're gonna take a look on Card Ladder and check out both of the cards, specifically the mosaic, the 2020 mosaic for each of these. Obviously, they're both rookies. I kind of always like to get more like similar style players. Obviously, both quarterbacks, both rookies. It kind of makes sense to put them up against each other. We're going to take a look at their Card Ladder performance, their sales performance over the last couple of months. And then I'm going to give you my evaluation, guys. This is just my opinion, though. At the end of the day, it's not financial advice by any means. So, of course, make your own decisions. Do your own research. This is just my opinion and my own research that I'm just recording for your viewing entertainment. All right, so with all of that out of the way, let's get started. First up is going to be Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was the first overall pick in this most recent NFL draft. He was drafted out of LSU. Of course, him smoking the cigar. He's swaggy as hell. Very, very fun player to watch. Also, he plays for the Cincinnati Bengals, and his current record is 1-3-1, 65 completion percentage, 1,304 yards with 6 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. And most recently, he hasn't been playing so hot. In his 2 most recent games, he's thrown only 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. And his most recent game, he didn't throw a single touchdown. With all that being said, he's a very, very strong quarterback and, in my opinion, has a bright, bright future in the NFL. Okay, so now that we know a little bit about Joe Burrow, where he's come from, where he is, where he could potentially go, let's take a look at Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert was the 6th overall pick in this most recent NFL draft. He was drafted out of Oregon, and he has played in 4 games, but he has put together a pretty decent run of things. 9 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. He is 0-4, which is unfortunate, but he does have 1,195 yards passing. Not too shabby for Justin Herbert. And in his most recent game, he threw for 4 TDs and no picks with a QB rating of 122.7. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. All right, so now that we know both players a little bit more, we're going to head on over to Card Ladder. We're going to take a look first at Joe Burrow, then Herbert, and then we're going to compare the two. So let's take a look on over at Card Ladder. All right, so here on Card Ladder, this is the 2020 Mosaic Joe Burrow Base Raw. And you can kind of take this and expand it to whether you're looking at their Donruss or their Optic or whatever, and kind of tailor it to either one. This is just kind of which player I believe is the better pickup right now. But for this video, like I said, we are sticking with the Mosaic. It's a fun set. It's a good set. It's a great looking card, and I really enjoy it. So let's take a look at the 3-month sales chart here on Card Ladder. At its peak, back on 9/11/2020, it sold for $119.92. Wow. For a rookie quarterback, that's kind of indicative of the hobby right now. But as we see this long descent, and the most recent sale on 10/13/2020 was for $28. How the mighty have fallen. That is a negative 76% rate of growth. Wow. And I mean, to be honest though, 788 total sales, that is quite a lot of sales. So we know that the football market is absolutely popping off right now. But Joe Burrow with the Bengals, you know, they're not a very good team. People maybe have jumped the gun way up here. You know, when a set first comes out, those cards, those first couple sales are always going to be the most until the player proves it when we're talking about rookies. So for that reason, this is a pretty normal graph for rookies when we look at their 3-month chart as a rookie. All right, so now that we took a look at Joe Burrow, let's take a look at Justin Herbert's graph and sales chart on Card Ladder. All right, so here's the 2020 Mosaic Justin Herbert base raw. This is, again, his Mosaic. And as you can see, a little bit different looking of a sales graph. Back here on 9/11, it sold for $30.59. Of course, we have the spike as the season starts, and $60.73, and then a slow decline, some bumps here and there, but the most recent sale was for $34.17. So, yeah, I mean, this is pretty typical of a guy who isn't nearly as hyped. Obviously, Joe Burrow was the most hyped player coming out of the draft. He had the accolades. He had all of the intangibles that you look for whenever we're talking about good, profitable cards. But the Bengals struggled. Obviously, both teams are struggling right now. But Justin Herbert has been putting on a show the last couple weeks, so that's why I see this card kind of, you know, starting to go up. Let's take a look at the rate of growth from way back here on 9/11 to the most recent sale is 11.70, and then we see the number of sales is 671 sales. That is not too shabby. That's pretty good for a 3-month range. Its low price was $21. And its most recent, like I said, was right here for $34.17. So now I want to take a look at both of them side by side to get a really good look at which has been performing over the last 3 months. And then I'll give you my final determination on who wins this week's versus video. All right, so this is one of my favorite features of Card Ladder, the compare feature. You can take up a couple of different cards and really get into the nitty gritty between both of them. Joe Burrow will be in blue, and Justin Herbert will be the red line. Obviously, we just talked about this. Blue, Joe Burrow way up there at $110, and then Herbert started at $30. Their paths kind of start to cross here, and more recently than not, Herbert is selling for a little bit more, and Burrow just under him. You know, not a big difference, but still a couple bucks. And the percentage changes are crazy, as you can see right there. Up 10% for Herbert and down 65%. 65% for Joe Burrow. Now, both of these teams, like I said, neither of these teams are all that good. But which one of these two players am I interested in purchasing for the long term? Which one of these two do I think are going to be the better player? Obviously, this is way too early to tell, and this is just my thoughts and opinions. But in my opinion, Joe Burrow is the better pickup. He has it all. Not to say that Herbert isn't going to be a good quarterback or hasn't thrown and looked really good in the games that he's played in, but Joe Burrow just, to me, has it all. And for that reason, I gotta give Joe Burrow the crown on this one. He's gonna win this week's versus video. But at the end of the day, both of these players I think are gonna be good pickups. And as we see Prism come out, that's gonna be a really good indicator on which of these players the hobby seems to like more, because as we all know, Prism is basically king in basically every sport except for baseball. So shout out to Joe Burrow. He's the winner of this week's Versus video. If you guys agree or disagree, let me know. If you guys have any suggestions for future Versus video, let me know in the comments section. And of course, if you enjoyed this one, make sure to smash that like button, as it is the best way to help support the content. And if you're new here, you enjoyed the content, you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that subscribe button, as I am coming out with videos almost every single day on sports and sports cards, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, a little bit of soccer peppered in here and there. Make sure to hit me up on Instagram and Twitter as well, @LessAlex. I always respond to DMs, so if you have any questions or anything. And join the Discord. We got an awesome community. People are buying, selling, trading. And it's an awesome community, the LessAlex Cardboard Connoisseur Discord. Check that out in the comments section. And before I go, if you guys really enjoy the content and want to help support it, the most direct way is on Patreon. Patreon is a platform for people that enjoy content creators. Give as low as $3 a month to help support my content here on the channel. You get some perks and some other things, but mostly it's a way to help support the content so I can make these videos basically every single day for you. Check it out. There will be a link at the end of the video, so you guys can check that out. I appreciate you all. You all have been amazing, closing in on 3,500 subs, which is quite honestly incredible. I appreciate you all, whether you're a new sub or an old one. And until the next time, keep cracking packs, keep collecting. I will see you all in the next one.